The 650 Vanier Air Cadet Band. Let's give them another round of applause. Thanks very much. Also thanks to a group of the cadets who volunteered as messengers in the telephone room and other locations, and thanks to the officers escorting them. They're doing a wonderful job, and they've been on Christmas Daddies for quite a few years now, and we're always glad to have them back. And those of you who are just joining us, we're coming to you live from the Dr. L. Bernice McNaughton High School here in Moncton, New Brunswick for the 1993 Christmas Daddies Telethon. The number to call is 858-8888, and a lot of people have been calling. We're going to go to the pledge room and find out about some more of those people.
Hi, here once again with more pledges to read, and I want to issue a challenge to people in the Moncton area and way down there deep in Albert County. That's a place I love to go. I want to challenge people down there to contribute because other regions of the province are doing that as well. We'll get on with some pledges now. Ken, Connie, and Bo the dog, Moncton, New Brunswick, $50. Wally and Mary Fisher of Riverview, $100. In memory of Harry Williston from Ada, Shirley, and Carolyn, Douglastown, New Brunswick, $50. In memory of Bram Richards from Marion Family in Moncton, $125. In memory of parents Frank and Bessie Murray and George and Dorothy Terrace, granddaughters Emily Pierce and Bridget Killam of Moncton, $40. Green Bay Acres and Bay Vert are number 3, Port Elgin, New Brunswick, $25. St. Paul Volunteer Fire Departments from St. Paul, of course, New Brunswick, $50. They'd like to issue a challenge as well to other volunteer fire departments. The Ladies Auxiliary, Knights of Columbus, Council 1310, Sunnybrae, New Brunswick, $100. Staff of the Scotia Bank in Albert, I think that's Albert, we'll hope it is, yes, Albert County, $100. Students and staff of Cumberland, campus of the Nova Scotia Community College, Spring Hill, Nova Scotia, $450. And now I'd like to turn things over to Kate Letterick.
Thank you, Ron. We're going to start off with a very generous donation from the employees of Jean Coutu and Shediac, a $600 pledge. Thanks very much for that. From the students of John Williams School of Self-Defense in Dieppe, New Brunswick, a $50 pledge, and they're challenging all other self-defense clubs to call in a challenge right away. From Ray Armstrong and Murphy the Movers in St. John, New Brunswick, a pledge of $50. From the Moncton Orange Lodge, number 62, $100, and they're also challenging every fraternal organization to match this or better it. From the United Steelworkers of America, Local 7251 of Cocan, $100. From the Rexton Lioness Club, a pledge of $100. From Melissa, Tiffany, and Ian LeBlanc of Shediac, $30. From Grady's Pub staff in Salisbury, $100. And from the Royal Canadian Legion, Branch 35 in Shediac, New Brunswick, $50 pledge. And I'm going to turn things over to Sandra Carter of ATV. Sandra?
Thanks, Kate. I got my Petticodiac pledge in memory of husband Herbert from wife Gladys Crandall, Petticodiac, $20. And Mrs. Crandall, they spelt Petticodiac right. In memory of granddaughter Suzanne Bro, and this is made in Ori 266 Branch Street, Moncton, MB, $50. That was Ori Blank. Moncton Optimist Club, Moncton, $100. Thank you very much. And I just want to remind you, it doesn't matter whether it's $5, $10, $15, they all add up, and that's what it's all about, all the pledges. In memory of Ivan Warden from sons Chad, Kevin, and Michael, $30. And they're from Browns Flat, New Brunswick. Program Premier Paw, Rishabukto, $60. And this is from the Boy of Drill and Blast, Poticam Mining Company, Sussex, and they raise their money through recycling pop cans, $130. I'd like to go back to the anchor desk now.
Oh, we're back. Hello there, everybody.
We're just having a coffee break.
Yeah, Dan was relaying some of his hockey stories to us. We have a new total, ladies and gentlemen, on the 1993 Christmas Daddies Telethon. Let's take a look. It is $43,200. Thanks very much. The number to call, by the way, is 858-8888. Very easy number to remember. For those of you who are just joining us at home or just dropping into our audience here, Christmas Daddies, of course, is to raise funds for needy maritime children at Christmas, a very worthwhile cause. All kinds of talented people here to help us out, as well as some special celebrity guests. Helping me here at the anchor desk, we have on the far left, Jimmy the Janitor McDonald. Hi, Jimmy.
Yes. Hi, Al. How you doing, buddy?
Good, good. And then
Brought my buddy Dan.
CTV's Canada AM, Dan Matheson. Welcome again, Dan.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. You know, I understand Jimmy's a janitor in radio.
Yeah.
In radio, so he would know what the 5 W's are.
5 W's. Now, let me think of that. Now, who done it? Right?
That's you know, you're right.
Who done it? Where they done it? How they done it?
No,
that's a H.
That's a H.
4 W's and a H. It's a lot like that, isn't it?
Maybe when he done it.
When he done it?
Where he done it.
Where he done it?
And to whom, maybe.
To whom? Is that a H?
That's a few more than 5 W's, I think.
Isn't that a H? That's 2 H's and 3 W's.
No. The last W is why he done it.
That'd be a good name for a show, boy. If you ever get that off the ground.
As a matter of fact, that W5 hat, as well as the CTV Sports hat, we have some Canada AM mugs, a Lilyhammer mug, a couple of autographed baseballs.
And McCain Punch.
Yeah.
Roberto Alamar's baseball here, boy.
And something we haven't mentioned, Dan, are some books here that you brought along. Yeah, sure.
Well,
tell us about those.
One of the really neat things about working on Canada AM is that we get a steady stream of authors in. And these are just two of the people that I had the pleasure and the honor of interviewing this past week. One was Tony Hillerman, who you may be familiar with. He writes mystery novels. He writes about a Navajo police officer in New Mexico. He's had about 12 of these. This is on the bestseller list right now. And just inside, he signed it. So it's signed by the author, and this is up for grabs today. Diane Thomas, who has all these terrific ideas for kids, for those rainy day projects when, you know, oh, I guess the lighting here is kind of, now you can't see. Anyway, it's a kid's book, also signed by Diane. And here's one that you can't get anymore because George isn't with us anymore, but maybe the greatest golfer ever produced by this country. George Knutson. This is his book on how to get that natural golf swing. This is a funny time of year, I guess, to be talking about this. But I dipped into my personal library to bring this along, too. This is signed by George Knutson. Let me make sure it's George. There he is. George is inside. So these books are available, too. But you got to make a pledge, you know, to have any chance of getting
That's
any
right,
of this
Dan.
stuff.
Everybody that makes a pledge today on the Christmas Daddies Telethon will have a chance at winning one of these many prizes, because what we're going to do, probably right around 4 o'clock before you have to leave, Dan, is we'll start drawing for some of these prizes. And everybody that makes a pledge will have a chance. Okay, I'm getting the cue. We should go on and mention to the people the addresses to send your donations to. In New Brunswick, it's P.O. Box 278, Moncton, New Brunswick, postal code E1C8K9. Earlier it had said 8R6, but the correct one is E1C8K9. And on Prince Edward Island, send your check to P.O. Box 1648, Summerside, Prince Edward Island, C1N 5S2. That's P.O. Box 1648, Summerside, Prince Edward Island, C1N 5S2. Very important to do that. As soon as you make your pledge to Christmas Daddies, write out your check and send it into those addresses. The sooner we can get them in, the sooner we can distribute it to the needy families and children before Christmas. So their Christmas will just be a little bit brighter.
Now, Alan, speaking of PEI,
Yeah.
there's a town in PEI called, well, it looks like Alberton. It makes you think maybe it's the western part of PEI.
Yeah, it could be.
Do you think that's what it is, or is it Albertan?
Well, it's Alberton, I believe, right? Yep.
Yeah, Jamie Matthews is with us today. He's a singer from PEI, and he's going to perform for us now. Let's welcome him.
Looking back on the memory of the dance we shared beneath the stars above, and for a moment all the world was right. How could I have known that you'd ever say goodbye? And I'm glad I didn't know the way it all would end, the way it all would go. Our lives are better left to chance. I could have missed the pain, but I'd have had to miss the dance. And holding you, I held everything for a moment. Wasn't I a king? But if I'd only known just how the king would fall, hey, who's to say? You know I might have changed it all. And I'm glad I didn't know the way it all would end, the way it all would go. Our lives are better left to chance. I could have missed the pain, but I'd have had to miss the dance. Yes, our lives are better left to chance. I could have missed the pain, but I'd have had to miss the dance.
And the number to call is 858-8888. We have all kinds of volunteers that help us out on the day of the telethon. Many people that work behind the scenes, and we're going to try and show you as many of those people and as much of the operation as we can. Standing by right now in the audio room is Ron Shaw of ATV News to tell us about those people. Ron?
How you doing? Took me a little bit by surprise there. This is the audio room. This is where the czars of the audio room do all their mysterious stuff, and we have a wonderful audio board with 10,000 switches and people who know what those switches mean. And I'm going to wander just over here a second. We're going to talk to Andre LeBlanc here. How you doing?
Oh, I'm quite well, thank you.
Want to thank you for coming out once again. You're with Alto Musica, or you are almost all of Alto Musica, I understand.
Well, I'm half of Alto Musica with my wife Louise, which is working out on the stage today, which you see in a few of the shots out there.
Very, very good. Glad to have you again this year. And Wayne Foley here, who looks, I don't know, Wayne, he looks like he's doing something important here. What are you doing?
I'm assisting Andre with the script, Ron, just to make sure we get all the switches going at the same time.
And our own Norm Moulin. Norm, how are you doing?
Oh, great, Ron. How are you?
Not bad, not bad. You're here helping out with audio, and you're our audio person at ATV in Moncton. That's there's a lot of work in setting this up, isn't there?
Oh, there sure is. Yeah, we spend Friday night and Saturday and Sunday mornings, pretty well right up until airtime, but we managed to do it.
That's good. There's a lot of work. We run miles of cables here every year, and it's a kind of miracle that seems to come together every year just at the last minute and work very well. So now I think I'd like to throw things back to the anchor desk.
Thanks very much, Ron. There you go. One of the many operations and people behind the scenes here at the Christmas Daddies Telethon. A very important part, as a matter of fact. Otherwise, right? Gotcha. Anyway, we're very pleased to welcome back Alta Musica and the Moncton Music Center, Andre LeBlanc and his people here at the telethon. And Jimmy, we have some.
We've got the cutest group I think we're going to see all day today, and they're just about set to go. They're just being sort of put in the right
last-minute
places.
instructions, right?
Last-minute instructions. They've been practicing for weeks and weeks.
Just before we go to them, though, Jimmy, we have some more people we'd like to thank. We're going to take a look at them right now.
Sounds good. Let's go do that.
Many thanks to Dr. L. Bernice McNaughton High School for the use of their facilities and student volunteers for the Christmas Daddies Telethon. Telephones are supplied by NBTel and staff from the Telephone Pioneers of America. Professional audio services and staff come to us from Alta Musica and MONCTON Music Center. A host computer and software for on-screen graphics and pledges are provided by Fly By Night. Other computer equipment for the telethon is supplied by Radio Shack. Television monitors for Christmas Daddies are provided by Sounds Fantastic. Air travel for our celebrity co-hosts is courtesy of Air Canada Air Nova. Their accommodations and meals are provided by Hotel Beausejour. And their chauffeur service compliments of Valley Ranch Limousine. Ground transportation for Christmas Daddies technical crew supplied by Taylor Ford. Many thanks to the Mix CKCW and Continuous Country CFQM for their promotional services. And ATV staff members extend a special thank you to the Atlantic Television System.
Welcome back to the ATV Christmas Daddies Tell Your Time, boy. We got Alan and Dan and me, boy. Good to have you along. We have a very cute group here. They're the Cornerstone Co-op Daycare. They're anywhere from 2 to 10 years of age, and they're going to sing a Christmas carol. Let's have a nice hand for them.
The Cornerstone Co-op. Boy, you guys were great. And who's the choir director?
Ann Thorne.
Well, now, how long did they work on this?
Oh, probably about 3 weeks.
3 weeks. Well, they were now, how many of them actually sing, though? I noticed 2 or 3 maybe that don't sing.
Well, a few.
Now, did you know all the words? No? Who knew all the words to all the songs? How many? Put your hands up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. What's your name? What's her name?
Matthew.
Her name's Matthew. This is Matthew, this little one with the dress on. Your name's Matthew, right? What's her name, really?
Matthew.
No, what's her name?
Jessica.
Jessica. Oh, is she always shy? Are you feeling a little shy? Who's this little guy down here? He sings bass. Ryan. Yeah. So we have a check presentation. What have you got for us today?
$748.58.
$748.58. That's outstanding. That's fantastic. And another one?
Yeah, this is from my husband and my son. They were recycling cans and bottles, and they have $208.80.
My golly. Well, fabulous. Thank you so much. Thank you. Let's hear it for the kiddies. They were outstanding. Good job, guys. Back to Alan.
Thanks very much, Dan. And another example of not only some very talented people, but some very generous people. And it's all for a very good cause, needy maritime children at Christmas. The number to call is 858-8888 and make your pledge. Jimmy the janitor, who's one of our celebrity guests here at the telethon, is standing by in some part of the school here again. I believe it's Celebrity Central. Jimmy, where are you? Come in.
Yeah. Binky Bedavo from out home, eh? Listen, Binky, we can't be tying up this phone, eh? Because this is Celebrity Central, like, and all the famous people call in and make donations to the Christmas Daddies Day, so you gotta get after. You're going to be famous soon? Oh, you done what? You broke a Guinness record for jigsaw puzzles? Binky, putting a 20-piece puzzle together in 3 weeks ain't no record. What? It says what on the box? 3 to 5 years. You're cracked, boy. Get out of here. All right, bye. That's Binky's from out home, buys a card. He's not famous neither, so why don't you call Celebrity Central if you're famous, or even if you ain't. 858-8888. It's Christmas Daddies. We're on the telethon. This is Jimmy, and we'll be back after a while.
Here we are. I've just been promoted. Captain Christian here, along with my 2 fellow officers, and Sister Dean with more pledges. We keep those phones ringing, and we'll read them as fast as we can. And this is from the Rexton Lions Club from Rexton, New Brunswick. $1,500. Thank you very much. Vivian Jardine, in memory of Dr. Burley from Chipman, $25. The Deer Island Lions Club from Deer Island, New Brunswick, $50. Michael, Matthew, and Leanne Vigneault from St. Maurice, New Brunswick, $5. Winston and Eddie Crawford and the Old Time Fiddlers from Sussex, $50. From all the staff at Otto Holloway here on West Main Street in Moncton, $120. For the deceased members of the Mercer family from Fred Mercer, thank you for your $20 pledge. Joe and Patsy Richard of Ottawa-Bougigan, $30. In memory of Marty Hicks from the Hicks family, $50. In memory of Nanny Walls and nephew Hillary from the Brennan family of Blackville, $50. In memory of Olivia Cormier from the Cormier family, $45. In memory of Ellery Underhill from the family, $30. From Roy Sales and Service in Cocan, $50. On behalf of the Transportation Department of the Gordon Yard, the Goodwill Group, $50. Mrs. Elliott, thank you very much. The Laurie Legier Limited Group from St. Antoine, $100. In memory of Father John from daughter Judy and You Can't Wait Control, $100 pledge. We thank you very much. Cork and Brew, $50. And they want to issue a pledge to all you home brewers in the memory of husband Burl, son Kevin, grandsons Chris and Michael Taylor from Olive and the Family from Salisbury, $75. And the Royal Canadian Legion branch in Shediac, which is branch number 33, has donated $50. Riverview Professional Firefighters, $50. And in memory of Christian Bonnet, Nanny McDermott, and Grampy from all the family in Rexton from Mary Ellen Murphy, a $50 pledge. So now that I've had the hat from the police officers, I think I'll maybe throw my voice over to you, Bob.
This is in memory of Sidney Crandall from the Crandall family, pledge of $25. Krista Evans and Mike Norton and Trooper from Petticodiac, and they're challenging all the people from Petticodiac to call in, pledge of $25. Wilford, Simon, and Evelyn and kids from Bucktouche Cove, the pledge of $25. Mildred Harris, pledge of $50. Lois and Emily Cormier, a pledge of $50. G. Burke from Capitol Lane, New Brunswick, pledge of $50. Employees of the City of Fredericton Northside, a pledge of $100. Employees Association Hub Meat Packers from Moncton, a pledge of $100. And the Kinsman Club for Fredericton are challenging all of the Kinsman Club to match their pledge of $250.
A pledge of $200 from the Chevrolet Cologne Council 7010 from Bucktouche, New Brunswick. A $100 pledge from Herman Chappelle Well Drilling, Moncton, New Brunswick. It's a challenge to all other well drillers. A $30 pledge from Charles, Georgette, Jolene, Lorette from Cape Breton Road. A $50 pledge from Leonce and Rita Cassidy from Shediac, New Brunswick. The challenging all block lovers in Greater Moncton, Big Block Eliminators, Mullins Road, Salisbury, New Brunswick, of $50.
Lots of nice pledges coming in from the island, and I want to thank each and every one of you. A correction from the O'Leary lady, the $80 pledge was from the Ladies Slipper Villa in O'Leary. And on behalf of Judy McLean Step Dancers, we have a pledge from Judy McLean. Thank you, Judy. The O'Leary Lions Club in O'Leary, a $600 pledge. From Audrey McGuinness has a challenge to all Cavendish Farm employees from St. Eleanor's there. The Wellington Snow Riders Club with a challenge to all other snow riders, a $50 pledge. The students and staff of the Surrey Regional High School, they have a $400 pledge, and we want to thank each one of the students and teachers involved there. The Beach Point Women's Institute, a $100 pledge. And we have a challenge from the North Rusty Cole Lions Club with a challenge of $200 to other Lions clubs on the island. From the Knights of Columbus Council, 6899. From Southport, a $50 pledge. The Summerside Lionettes, a $50 pledge. Thank you, each and every one of you. Summerside Lions Club, a $50 pledge. And from Mrs. Keith Paw in O'Leary, in memory of daughter Wendy Paw, a pledge of $50. From Tom and Mary DeBlois, Charlottetown, a $125 pledge. From the residents of the Senior Citizens Club of Alberton, challenge to all other clubs, a $50 pledge. The O'Leary Lionettes, we have another $50 pledge. From Ann Olson, from Clyde, Bob, Jamie, Phony, Bo, Charlottetown, a $125 pledge. From Gorilla Paw in memory of Urban and Donnie, a $50 pledge. From Stella and Edward Blanchard of Rusty Cole, a $100 pledge. And we have someone else coming up here with a lot of pledges to read. Oh, good.
Thanks, sister. We have glad to see some of these people from Fredericton finally calling in. From the Canet Club of Nashwaaksis in Fredericton, $100, and they're challenging all other Canet clubs. From Mary, George, Brad, Dwayne, Lisa, and Doscus in Fredericton, New Brunswick, $25. In memory of son Derek Gallant from Mom, Dad, and Family, another pledge from Fredericton of $25. From Francine Legier in Moncton, $50, and that's in memory of Reginald and Roger Legier. From the Color Your World store in Sussex, New Brunswick, $75, and they're challenging all other Color Your World stores as well. From the McDougall Hunters in St. George and St. John, New Brunswick, $190. From the Havelock Lions Club in Havelock, New Brunswick, $200. Thanks for that pledge. From the Sunshine Daycare in Rexton, New Brunswick, $20, and they're challenging all other daycares in the area to please call in a pledge. From Dawn and Alberta McClellan in Moncton, New Brunswick, $100. And from the CWL of St. John the Baptist Parish in Spring Hill, Nova Scotia, $50, and we're going to challenge all other CWL councils to please call in a pledge. And let's keep those phones ringing. Back to the anchor desk.
Hello and welcome back to the stage area of the 1993 Christmas Daddies Telethon. We're coming to you live from the Dr. L. Bernice McNaughton High School here in Moncton, New Brunswick, and we have a new total. Let's take a look. It is 58,500. Almost 2 hours into the telethon, and we're well over the $50,000 mark, so it looks good, Dan and Jimmy. I think we'll surpass last year's total of 166 with any luck. And the number to call, 858-8888. And to sort of encourage more people to call in and make a pledge, we have some great prizes to give away, which we're going to put all the pledges into one great big bin and draw for those prizes probably starting around 4 o'clock. So give us a call, 858-8888. And I think that we have Chazelle Legier standing by with some more check presenters. So Chazelle, your turn.
Alan, I've got a whole pile of people coming this way with more checks to present, and we have 3 people here representing
Gunningsville School.
Gunningsville School, and your name?
Lori Swicker. Malcolm McAvoy.
Jennifer Niles. And what did you bring with you today?
I check for $250.
$250? What did you guys do?
We had a bake sale and we put an I Care Bear around the school and we collected money all week.
So who did all the cooking? Did you cook?
Our whole class.
Boy, you guys are pretty smart. I'm sure your mothers are very proud of you. Thank you very much for coming in. And this gentleman is representing the Moncton's Lions Club. I should have just looked at his pin. That tells me everything right there. And your name, sir?
John Riley.
And you brought a check with you today?
Brought 2 checks, one from the Moncton Lionettes for $500 and one from the Moncton Lions Club for $2,500.
Jeez, my goodness, you guys have been busy. What have you been doing? Working all year, I'm sure.
The Moncton Lionettes run our canteen at our bingo hall, and the Moncton Lions Club run 3 bingos a week.
So it's just bingo-holics.
Bingo-holics.
Bingo-holics. Okay, well, thank you very much for coming in. That's great. Who knows? That's $2,500. It might be in contention for Papa Smurf, so you never know. Don't run too far.
Thank you.
Thank you. And who is this little sweetheart? What's your name?
Megan.
Megan? Boy, you look lovely today. What did you bring? A little check? Did you bring a check with you? That's awfully big check for you. Wow. And I'm sure this is Dad.
Yeah.
And your name, sir?
Tim McKinley,
And you're representing?
Baxter Foods.
Baxter Foods. She's getting a lot of milk, I'm sure. She's going to grow into a nice little healthy thing. And what did you brought a check for how much?
For $50 from the Employees Association of Baxter Foods here in Moncton.
So everybody pitched in. And Megan's going to give me the check. Thank you very much. Have a Merry Christmas. There. Okay, thank you. And this gentleman, I see him every year, and you're with the Sunnybray Legion. I thought I see so many people every year that I got to try to remember this. And you brought a check again with you this year?
Yes, we have a check here this year. It's on behalf of the Cecil Quinn Memorial Christmas Daddies Dirt Shoot held at the Sunnybray Legion, Branch 54, during the year. I would like to present a check for $761.
Wow, you guys did a lot of work.
We'd like to thanks to our sponsors, S. Boyd Anderson Insurance, A&P Septic, Paul Cormier, Crandall Studios, Bruce Bailey, Labatt's New Brunswick, Oscar Gadet, Central Insurance Agency, Sunnybray Legion, Branch 54, Humpty Dumpty Foods, Emil Burke, McGinnis Distilleries, Al LeBlanc, DeWare's Service Center, Jim DeWare, Cudmore's General Insurance, Magic Cuts, Pauline Richard, Area Supervisor. We would also like to thank CKCW for announcing our dirt shoots each month.
Great, thank you very much. You guys did a lot of work. Thank you again for coming in this year. And are you with this big guy?
Yes, I am.
Oh my God, he's an awful mean looking one, but I'm sure he's pretty friendly too, eh? Harrison Trimble, I'm sure. You've got those colors. I went to that high school. I'm proud of you. And your name is?
Chandra Avery.
And you brought a check with you?
Yeah, a check for $231.75.
Wow, how'd you guys do all this fundraising?
We ran 50-50 draws for a few weeks.
So everybody pitched in. That's great. Well, thank you very much for coming in. Thank you. And who are these girls? Are you all together? Every one of you. Okay, let's get the names.
Stephanie Parker.
Amanda Marr.
Sarah Parker.
Kathleen Marr.
Okay, 2 Parkers. Are they sisters?
No.
I'm trying to make a connection here. Cousins. Well, I knew there was a connection. Okay, and you brought a check, and you're representing who? Who's going to talk? Which one's talking here? Okay. Representing which?
From the Stony Creek United Baptist Church.
Oh, great. Okay, and you brought a check for?
$155.80.
Wow, what'd you guys do? Just got together and pitched in. Is that it?
Well, we made this little bucket, and every week when we went to Sunday school, people went and put money into it.
Excellent. Jeez, you guys are smart, thinking ahead and thinking of all those people in that in the community. That's really good. The needy families are going to really appreciate this Christmas. Thank you very much. Here's a familiar face. And your name, sir?
Eudor LeBlanc,
Representing?
the Moncton Motorcycle Touring Club.
Okay, and you brought a check again this year?
Yes, we have a check for $230.
$230. My God, you guys have been busy again this year.
We've been quite busy. we got together and all pitched in, and we got a picture of Santa Claus, and we auctioned him off and got pretty good out of it.
You certainly did. Well, thank you again for coming in this year. Thank you. And another familiar face. How are you this year?
Fine, thanks. Yourself?
And your name?
George Johnson. I'm from the MONCTON chapter of the Harley Owners Group. We've got a check this year for $1,500.
$1,500. My God, you guys are always busy every year with doing this.
Well, it comes from the money from part of the money from our bike draw that we have every year, and we save it and use it for Christmas Daddies.
Must be a Harley, is it?
Definitely a Harley.
No other way, huh?
Only one.
There is only one. Okay. So $1,500 from the MONCTON Harley Owners Group. You did an excellent job. Thank you very much for coming in. And I think I've got a big crew coming down over here. Last but not least, definitely the MONCTON Hawks, no doubt. We've got some cheerleaders and we've got all kinds of people here. My goodness, we must have a big check or something to present. Here's our spokesperson in your name.
Darlene Geldart Fry, and this is on behalf of the MONCTON Hawks Booster Club. We like to do this as a tradition every year to support the Christmas Daddies, and I have a check here for $1,000.
$1,000. My goodness, everyone did so much work. And this is our new mascot. Nice to meet you. It's nice. You get beautiful colors this year. I love your outfit. Just real cute. Well, thank you very much for coming in, and I don't know if the cheerleaders wanted to say something to us. You're not going to cheer for us? Let's go for it.
Go Hawks! MONCTON! HAWKS! Go Hawks! MONCTON! HAWKS! Go Hawks! Moncton Hawks shoot! Moncton Hawks score! Moncton Hawks win! Win! Win!
A very energetic group, right, Jimmy?
Easy for you to say.
Oh, you know. 858-8888 is the number to call. As you can see, we have a lot of generous people here in New Brunswick, Prince Edward Island, and even parts of Nova Scotia coming to the Christmas Daddies Telethon this afternoon. And as I mentioned earlier, too, we have a lot of volunteers and people working behind the scenes, Jimmy. And Kate Lederich and Dan Matheson of CTV are standing by to tell us a bit more about some of those people. Kate and Dan?
Which is basically the center of the beehive of activity back here. And with me is Hubie Gallant, who is in charge of getting all these wonderful people on the phone. Is it a tough job getting people to work every year?
Not with the Telephone Pioneers. They are always willing to come and give a call and they volunteer their services. And this year, along with the Moncton City Police on the computer, we also have people from Pure Data Courier giving us a hand. And these people know Christmas Daddy's coming and they know what we're all about and they want to help out.
So you've done this a few years, you know what you're doing now.
That's right. Yes, a few years, yes, and I love every minute of it.
Okay, and I guess Dan Matheson's with us from Canada AM, and he's going to be getting a couple check presentations.
Well, I am in just a second, Kate, but you know what I think we should mention here, and maybe Dave's on camera for it. Dave, get the folks at home a picture of all these people on the phones. All these people here have donated their time. They're all volunteers. Look at how busy these phones are. There's a couple of people, though, that aren't talking to anybody, and at the back we have all these more volunteers. They're all on computers. I think they're playing Tetris or something. No, actually, these people are all involved in getting this money together and getting it out to Christmas Daddies, and a tip of the old chapeau to all those folks. This is my first trip back here, so I'm impressed to beat the band. And back behind us, we got all the people that are putting all the money together. We'll talk to them in just a second. Who have we got here today?
I'm Daryl Milburn from NBTEL.
Pleasure to meet you, sir. And?
Sean-Guy Gallant, NBTEL Telephone Pioneers.
Sean-Guy, nice to meet you. And you've got a presentation for us?
Yes, I do. I have a check here from NBTEL.
Should I read it, or do you want to read it out yourself?
Well, it's made out to the Christmas Daddies in the amount of $500.
$500, that is fantastic. Right. Thank you so much. Okay. I'll shake your hand in 1 second and take that check the next. Thank you. Jean-Guy, you have one too?
Yes, I'd like to present a check from the Moncton Council Telephone Pioneers for $400.
$400, so Alan, just like that, $900 from these two gentlemen. Thank you so much. Thank you, that's just terrific. So now Kate,
I guess we get the great task
Do I
of
get to
delivering the
hold
money.
it?
You
Oh.
don't get to keep it, but you get to hold it temporarily.
In fact,
How's
I get
that?
to keep it for about 3 seconds because this is where it all goes, right back
That's
here?
right. That's right.
Well,
We're going to talk to some of the people
well,
back
why
here.
don't you tell the folks who we got back
Okay,
here?
first of all, we have our chief accountant here. This is Carol Lenny. How are you doing today, Carol?
Just doing great, Kate. And the pledges are coming in. Keep the phones ringing. It's just been wonderful.
Is Carol the one I give these checks to?
Carol's the one.
Here, right
she loves
there,
that money. And next to Carol, we have Annette Eagles, who's also helping us out today. Now, are you busy enough, Annette?
Oh, yes. Not burned out or anything like that, but moving along.
We need some people to call in then.
We certainly do.
Okay, and next to Annette is Pearl Krause from the accounting department of ATV. How's it going today, Pearl?
Fine, thanks. Could be busier.
So you're telling everybody to get up there and call.
Yes, we need lots more calls.
And last but certainly not least is Carol's husband, Dan. And Dan, do you think are you tabulating away there? You look like you're almost not doing anything right now.
Straight out here. It's amazing. But we need more pledges. That's what we need, folks, more pledges. Hang in there.
Okay, so it looks like these people are busy, but not busy enough. Do you think, Dan?
Is Carol the one that decides what goes on the tote board?
Carol is the one.
You're the one. And what does this mean? Can you see this red light here? There's a big sign that says, "Do not press red button." Is this like the bomb goes off or what? What is this thing anyway?
We have to press that red button, and when we're not giving a total, we can't press it, or we'll.
This is the tote board, right?
That's the tote board.
So
and
this
we
is
like
where it
to put
happens,
new-
Alan, back in
That's
here.
right, and we like to put new totals up there quite often, so keep those phones ringing.
Okay, well, I guess we're going to throw it back to you, Alan, back to the anchor desk.
Thanks very much, Kate and Dan. As you can see, we have lots of people working behind the scenes very hard here on the 1993 Christmas Daddies Telethon. And we also have another very talented individual standing by. Jimmy.
Great pleasure to introduce this young fella from Norton, just outside Sussex. He's just a youngster, still goes to Sussex High when he has a chance. All finished? All finished. Congratulations. He's now in Nashville with Warner Brothers. Jim Ed Norman's kind of taken him under his wing, and he's an up-and-coming star. Ladies and gentlemen, he flew all the way from Nashville to be with us today on Christmas Daddies, and we're very pleased to welcome again Chris Cummings.
We passed the town entrance about a half a mile ago. The town exit sign's right over there. Well, I'll give you the grand tour if you've got the time. Have you got 30 seconds to spare? Well, there's a town schoolhouse where I spent 12 years. I finished third in my class. My cousin finished fifth, but we tried not to mention it, 'cause he was so ashamed of being last. I don't mean to be complaining, but you know that it's a fact. If I caught this town out fishing, well, I'd have to throw it back. If someone buys a new car, you know it's front page of news. Got a big case of small town blues. Well, here's the main attraction, the four-way stop sign. But I've never seen more than 2 cars in town. Well, I wouldn't call the neighbors nosy, just between me and you. And I think we're being watched right now. I don't mean to be complaining, but you know that it's a fact. If I caught this town out fishing, well, I'd have to throw it back. If someone buys a new car, you know it's front page of news. Got a big case, the small town blues. Well, our local diner got a one-line menu. Well, I got a big case of small town blues. Thank you.
Hey, fantastic. And doesn't he have great boots? Have you seen these boots? What are these things? You can use this mic here. What are these things?
These are made of python. We got them down in Texas.
Whereabouts in Texas?
I think it was just outside Dallas. I didn't pick them up. My manager did. So he said it was.
Now, is this something you got to do? Like, do you have to wear the boots and the jeans and the vest to have, like, the image, or is this the way you dress at home?
This is the way I dress. I mean, you pretty much do. I mean, most people do down there, but, you know, I've always dressed like this, so it wasn't a major change.
Yeah. Texas and Tennessee, that's the birthplaces of what we now call country music. Yeah. How do they respond to some kid from Canada?
Well, you know, the funny thing is, I don't think most people know that. When I'm around town, there's been 2 rumors going around. One's I'm from Georgia and one's I'm from Kentucky. So not a whole lot of people know I'm from Canada yet, but they will when the record is released.
And you're going to come back and sing another one for us, right?
I'll be back, I think, around 4 o'clock.
That's right. So don't go away. This kid's coming back. And isn't he great? Alan.
Chris Cummings. Thanks a lot, Chris and Dan. 858-8888 is the number to call. We've got all kinds of people calling in and making their pledge to the 1993 Christmas Daddies Telethon, and we'd like you and you to do the same. Let's go and find out about some more of those people in the pledge room.
And the phones continue to ring here at the Pledge Center, but just as I said that, they stopped. So if you haven't called in to donate yet, please make your call. Warren Ready Mix Limited of Rexton, a $100 pledge, and they challenge all other ready mix producers in the area. Thank you. Warren Transportation Limited, also of Rexton, a pledge of $100 and a challenge to all transportation companies in New Brunswick, Prince Edward Island. Thank you very much for that pledge. Vernon and Karina Lonsberry of Petticodiac, a $50 pledge. Thanks very much. And a pledge from the Rishabukto Lionettes Club, $50. Thanks there, folks, for your generous pledge. And in memory of Hildred Como from family in Bathurst, a $40 pledge. And we need more calls from the Bathurst area. Thanks very much, folks. The Big Cove Friendship Center, our friends at Big Cove, $25. Thanks, folks, for that pledge. And the Boudreau family of Cocan, a $25 pledge. Thank you. And QP Local 1726 and 172601 and all the staff at Spencer Memorial Nursing Home in Moncton, a $325 pledge. Thanks very much. Customers and staff at Le Bon Poulet in Barachois, a $100 pledge. And a few more to go here. Garth and Janet Gervin of Rexton, $100. Cody and Kayla Simon of Big Cove, another one from Big Cove, a $5 pledge. Thanks, folks. And more people in Big Cove, call in. We really appreciate your support. Joe and Evelyn of Bathurst, a $30 pledge. Glant Welding of Skiduk, a $20 pledge. And here's a good one, and there should be no shortage here. A challenge to all CB talkers in our area, and that's from Red Fox and Black Bear of St. Anne de Kent. A pledge of $5, but multiply that by all the CB people in our area, and it won't be long adding up. Folks on the Miramichi, how about Barnaby River, Nelson Miramichi, Bushville, Chatham, Newcastle, all this area, please call in. We're not hearing enough from you, so let's hear those phones ring. And right now I'd like to introduce a good friend of us here at Christmas Daddies, Greg Steves, and you're Mr. New Brunswick. Congratulations on that. Maybe you can tell the folks how this came about and where and whatnot.
Well, actually it was held on the night of October 12th at the Capitol Theatre, which I may say is beautiful, and I invite anyone to go to it, to their many performances, and it was basically a great experience. So.
Great, and maybe you challenge all the runners-up.
Exactly. Thank you, Peter. Okay, in loving memory of Max Gildert from the Gildert family, Riverview, New Brunswick, I have a $50 pledge. I have a challenge to all other fish and games clubs from Sheppity Fish and Games Association, $100. Thank you very much. That is from Albert County, by the way, and I haven't noticed too many Hillsborough coming through here, my hometown. And we got to keep these guys busy back here, so if you guys from Hillsborough, I personally challenge you to phone in, okay? I have a $50 pledge here from Marcel, Louise, and Julie LeBlanc, Upper Abojogan, New Brunswick. Beep Beep and the Roadrunners. This is a challenge to all other hockey teams at $25. Thank you very much. The Royal Canadian Legion, the number 86, $25 pledge, Havelock. Thank you very much. In loving memory of Audie Keith from daughter Betty, $25. IMO in memory of son Robert Miles Smith from mom and dad, $50. The Shediac Athletic Club from Shediac, $100. Thank you very much. In memory of JT Bastrash from Zenith Construction and Supply, $50. Edith Tremin, Belle Isle Creek, $50. Thank you very much. And in loving memory of Diane from the Delhunty family in Harcourt, $50. Thank you very much. Now, I believe Sandra from ATV has some more pledges to read. Sandra?
Thanks, Greg. I'm very honored to read this pledge. It's the David McPherson Memorial Hockey Tournament Fund, a pledge of $25 in memory of David McPherson. And this is what Christmas is all about. I have a pledge here of $150 from the management and staff of Stedman V&S stores, Petitcodiac. We all know what has taken place in Petitcodiac lately with the Stedman store. And boy, this is what Christmas is all about. When those guys can get together and remember all the kids at Christmas time, no matter what's going on in their lives. And thank you very much, Bart and Mr. Bransfield and all the people there at Stedman's. $150 pledge. The Petitcodiac Firemen's Association. I'm getting my Petitcodiac pledges. That'll go, and they're spelling it right too. $50 from the Petitcodiac Firemen's Association. Ken and Myrna Martin and family, Petitcodiac and B. Thank you very much. The staff at the Bank of Nova Scotia in Petitcodiac, $250. Thank you from all of you there at the bank. James Carter, Petitcodiac, $20. Petitcodiac Regional High School, $150. That'll go, PRHS. Leslie Salisbury, I don't think we've heard from JMA Armstrong yet. Let's hear from some of those other schools, see if they can beat Petitcodiac's pledge. Bev and Jerry Price, Moncton, $50. They want to say hi to Ryan Mandy, Sammy and Tracy. Audrey Stewart, Elgin. Oh, Mrs. Stewart is looking after sending us 5 pairs of children's mittens. Appreciate that very much. Those are the things that help us here look after the children at Christmas time. And now I guess we're returning to the anchor desk.
Yeah, he's like, it's really.
I think we're on, Jimmy.
We're on.
We're back.
Welcome back to Christmas Daddies. We're here at the LB's Mernaton School in Moncton, and the number is 858-8888. Dan Matheson here, the guy with the AM into Canada, boy.
Yeah.
The Canada AM.
Worked
nice
too
to have
early.
him along. And we're going to do a total now, a brand spanking new total, Dan, if you want to gaze up that way. Ladies and gentlemen, $70,400. That is fabulous. We're very pleased that we're doing so well so early in the afternoon. And Dan, it's just a beautiful day. And
well, it is. Is it still raining outside?
It doesn't matter. It's nice and mild now. Beautiful.
Yeah, and you know what? We still have a few empty seats here in the high school auditorium. So if you're anywhere near in the vicinity, do drop by because we'd love to take your check or pledge in person.
Right.
And you get to see some terrific talent. There's a steady parade of people through here.
We have
singing
right
and
now,
dancing.
Dan, the Notre Dame de Grace Choir. They've been together for about a year, and they are going to sing some Christmas songs for us under the direction of Larry LeBlanc. Ladies and gentlemen, the Notre Dame de Grace Choir. Let's give them a big hand.
Good Spanish.
Oh
Beautiful choir, the Notre Dame de Grâce Choir. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Just some of the many talented individuals and groups that we have here today on the 1993 Christmas Daddies Telethon. And we also have some very special celebrity guests with us this afternoon. One of them is Dan Matheson of CTV's Canada AM and well-known sports broadcaster across the country. Dan, nice to have you with us this afternoon.
Well, delighted to be here.
858-8888 is the number to call. And Dan, we're going to go and find out about some more generous people who have called in and made their pledge to Christmas Daddy. So let's go and find out more about them.
Yes, I'm back again with some more island pledges. You've been wonderful. Keep the pledges coming. We have a challenge again to the Lions Clubs on the island from the Kensington Lions Club with a pledge of $950. Thank you so much. From Fred Gallant of Alberton, another $50 pledge. From the Greenfield Elementary School in St. Eleanor's, a pledge of $200, and this money was raised through the Variety Concert and the Silver Collection. From Brenda McDonald, Morel, $50. From Pete and Leona Durong from Summerside, $50. In loving memory, and this is a correction, I'm sorry, in loving memory of Wendy Paul from Mom and Dad in O'Leary. The distributors, now you must listen to this, the distributors of Sure Game Feeds of Summerside, $1,000 pledge. Thank you so much. From Helen Paw of O'Leary, $100 pledge. The Mount Stewart Women's Institute, $75 pledge. The Knights of Columbus of 7 Mile Bay, the Reverend W.E. Monahan branch, $50 pledge. The Kensington CGIT, $100 pledge. The staff of Island Tel, the assignments and the facilities department of Charlottetown with a challenge to all other Island Tel departments, $100 pledge. So let us hear from you. The Summerside Police Penny Fund, $30 pledge, and that's in Summerside. The New Glasgow Fire Department, a $35 pledge. Leonard, Doreen, Kelly, and Handrahan of Tignish. And from the Alberton Lions Club, Alberton, a challenge to all other Lions Club, $100. And Greg is right behind me with more pledges.
Thank you, sister. Okay, first up, I have a challenge to all other car clubs from the Ford Country Club, $100. And from the Lower Cape Women's Institute, from Hopewell Cape, I have 1 pair of socks, 4 pairs of slippers, and 40 pairs of mittens, which the kids really need. In loving memory of Shelby Dawn McGrath, from Adam and Jana, $5. Thank you very much. Lorraine Gallant and family, $34 from Shediac Bridge. And from the chairman and bar staff of the Royal Canadian Legion number 6, $50. I have another $50 pledge from Jean Burton and Teresa Poirier from Shediac Bridge. Blaine Thorne Trucking, Havelock, $30. Thank you very much. Jesse, Nick, and Abby McLean from Petticodiac, $25. And the Sheppardy Lioness Club, Sheppardy, New Brunswick, $50. And also from Sheppardy Lions Club, $50 as well. Thank you very much. And I believe Larry has some more pledges.
Thanks very much, Greg. I've also got some special guests here. Come on in here, kids. Come on. This is Crystal, Vanessa, and this is Adam. And they're doing their thing. They're coming down here and supporting Christmas Daddies. And everyone else, the ATV staff are all doing their thing. The Telephone Pioneers are doing their thing. And you're doing your thing. And that's why we're here. We're going to read some more pledges. This is dedicated to Alan and Dan and Jimmy the Janitor, the co-hosts here at Christmas Daddies. This is from Norma Gardner, $20. Thank you very much. Carol Kinney. And she challenges all other retired employees at the NPEPC, $20. The Irishtown 4-H, $50 pledge, and they challenge all the other 4-H's. The staff of the Health Record Department at the Moncton Hospital, $269. Mary and Barry Jourdain of Riverview, $100. The Lee family of Moncton, $50. Thank you to the Moncton Firefighters Association, $300. Geldarts Insurance of Elgin, New Brunswick, $100. Mrs. Oatway's class, the grade 5 at Beaverbrook School here in Moncton, $26.77. Thank you. Murphy's Painting and Decorating in Moncton, $100. Sorgie's Place, this is Bowling Alley in Bucktouche. They're challenging all you bowlers with their $50 pledge. The Right Spot, $130. In memory of Donald Goddard from the family of Petticodiac, $25. And we have not only the small kids that are helping out, but we've also got a big kid. Here's Kate Lederick.
Thanks, that's quite an honor. Are you guys having fun? You think everybody should get on the phone and call in some pledges? What do you think? Yeah. Yeah? Okay, well, we'll read a couple that we have right here, right now. From Dorothy McPhee in St. John, a pledge of $50. From Ron, Sandra, and Corey Legier from St. Antoine, New Brunswick, a pledge of $30. And from the Humphrey Louisville Sunny Bray Lioness Club, a pledge of $100. And we're going to go back to the anchor desk now.
Actually, we're sitting right in the audience, and we always have all these people in the audience always coming in throughout the day. Some of them sit here for the whole 6 hours, but I think we have a special guest here, Raymond Gallant, and he's a real big fan of Jimmy the janitor.
Meet Raymond. How you doing, Raymond, buddy? Nice to see you. You brought your mom along with you, and Raymond listens to us on the radio all the time and was tapping his toes, and Mom says can't eat his supper while the show's on. So we came over to see Raymond and to wish him all the best and say we're happy that he's here at Christmas Daddies. And as a matter of fact, I got a little gift for you, buddy. This is a little cassette from Jimmy, and you can just hold on to that, Raymond, right there. And there's a little gift for you. And we're glad you're listening all the time, and we're glad you came to the Christmas Daddies today. And it was really nice to meet you. Okay, Raymond? Good to have you. Thanks, Giselle.
Thanks very much, Jimmy. A very grateful young man in our audience today. And we have pretty well a full audience here this afternoon, Dan, here at the Dr. Al Bernice McNaughton High School. A few more seats. People could come down.
Not so many as before, though.
Not
so many. And we've had some terrifically talented young people and some not as young as others here today.
Young and old alike, or young and hurt, I guess is the best way to put it, Dan? We have some special people we'd like to thank. They've been very supportive of Christmas Daddies. St. John Ambulance, Gellard's Warehouse and Cartage, MacArthur's Nursery, NBTEL and NB Telephone Pioneers of America, Abba's Color, Tribune Press, Summit Press, Times Transcript, Real Estate Guide, Potash Corporation of Saskatchewan, New Brunswick Division, Scouts Canada, Moncton District Council, First Latter-day Saints, and of course the list goes on, and we will do our very best to try and mention each and every one of those later on. We have a new total, Dan. Let's take a look. It is $83,500. We're doing really well, only just a little over 2.5 hours into the telethon. Looks like we're going to break last year's record, no problem. Dan, we have a couple of talented ladies standing by, waiting to entertain us. Elaine and Lisa Wedge, a mother and daughter team from...
No way, they're sisters.
St. Louis PEI.
They're a couple of teenagers.
Hey, she'll thank you afterwards. They're very active performing on the island. Elaine is an instructor in step dancing. They both perform for the Winter Games on the island, and to accompany them is, of course, Ivan Hicks and the Maritime Express. Elaine and Lisa Wedge, ladies and gentlemen. Elaine and Lisa Wedge of St. Louis PEI. Thank you very much, ladies. That was wonderful. You know, a lot of people on the island love to step dance and whatnot. It's very popular.
It's noisy too, huh?
Hey, well, you tried it just a little while ago, Dan. It's not that easy, is it?
I'd like to know where they practice.
Up on the
In the
second
kitchen,
story.
boy, in the kitchen.
In the kitchen.
On the driveway.
This is the 1993 Christmas Daddies Telethon coming to you live from the Dr. L. Bernice McNaughton High School in Moncton, New Brunswick, 858-8888. And Dan Matheson of CTV is with us, as well as Jimmy the janitor. And Jimmy, you've got some Flintstones vitamins there. Are you...
You want some or what?
No, actually, I took my vitamin this morning.
Well, I got to tell you, and I'm not proud to admit it, but I kind of addicted to Flintstones, eh?
Oh, no.
Yeah.
So have you been getting any help for that?
Well, it started out simple enough, you know, a Bernie here and there, you know. And before you knew it, I was up to the bigger characters, you know, Fred and Wilma.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And then I was into the Bam Bams, you know, yubba dubba doing all day long. But there is one benefit to these Flintstones, though. You can stop your car with your feet, you know, so I'll keep them handy.
Good stuff, Jimmy. Well, no wonder you're always full of energy and get up and go.
Flintstones,
He's certainly full of it, isn't he?
Yeah, we won't say exactly what, but 858-8888 is the number to call. And here on the 1993 Christmas Daddies Telethon, we've got some prizes that we're going to be giving away later on for everybody that calls in and makes a pledge. We're going to put all the pledges into one great big bin and draw the lucky winners. There you see a W5 hat, which Dan brought down, and a CTV Sports hat, as well as some interesting autographed books and a couple of baseballs signed by Mr. Alomar himself.
Roberto.
Yeah.
Roberto.
I'm
exactly.
playing Vanna White here. Am I
he's-
holding these up?
The best second baseman on the planet at the moment.
That's
That's
right.
right.
Probably the best athlete on the Blue Jays.
Then we have a hockey jersey from the National Hockey League Players
Should I get that?
Association. Sure. Why don't you grab that, Dan? And it's signed by quite a few of the players, and this would be a real good keepsake for just about anybody that is into hockey, and even someone who's not that much of a hockey
So every
fan.
pledge that we get in today, we're putting all the pledges into a big box, and then we're going to draw out the names for all of these prizes throughout the afternoon, starting about 4 o'clock.
That's right. Unfortunately, Dan has to leave on a flight back to Toronto around 5, so he'll have to leave here shortly after 4 to get out to the airport, and we'll try and do that before you leave, Dan. And something else we haven't mentioned is Deanie Petty, the Deanie Petty Show. Was supposed to be with us this afternoon, but unfortunately, due to a sudden illness in her family, she couldn't make it with us. She was going to fly down with you, Dan. But
she's homesick.
yeah.
She's homesick, why?
Anyway,
I miss her already.
We're thinking
Wasn't
about
she
her.
the race car driver, Deanie Petty?
Yeah, she's the one, and she's talk show host, just like you, Jimmy.
Yeah. I've been using that pear shampoo ever since I saw her. Boy. Tell ya.
Anyway, we thank Deanie for making the effort of saying that she would come down, and we wish her well. Hope she and her family are feeling much better. Okay, we have another very talented lady waiting to entertain us. This is concert harpist Esther Underlay. Esther has a Bachelor of Music degree in concert harp. She studied at the University of Manitoba School of Music. She has performed on CBC radio and television, at a state dinner honoring Prince Edward, and at numerous concerts throughout the Maritimes. Please welcome this very talented lady, ladies and gentlemen, Esther Underlay. That's beautiful. Esther Underlay. Thank you very much, Esther. That was beautiful. That's something that we haven't had on Christmas Daddies before, is a harpist. It's very nice.
Yeah, it was beautiful, boy.
We
I
have
had a sister who got one of those for Christmas, and she tried to play it with a bow, and it didn't sound quite as good. So
we have a new total, Jimmy and Dan. It is $89,750. The number to call if you haven't made your pledge yet is 858-8888. Very easy number to remember and to dial or press and make your donation to Christmas Daddies. And a reminder, too, that once you do that, if you think of it, please write out your check and send it to this address in New Brunswick, P.O. Box 278, Moncton, New Brunswick, E1C 8K9. And on Prince Edward Island, it's Post Office Box 1648, Summerside, PEI, C1N5S2. And of course, the sooner you can get those in, there's a tired little tyke. I think it's been a little too much for this one. We got lots of people that are still wide awake and very excited about the 1993 Christmas Daddies Telethon. Something that I wanted to mention at this point was, for those of you who haven't heard, ATV News' Alex Vass, who's a reporter here in Moncton, his family is still on the island. He was recently transferred to Moncton, and he was on his way here this morning, and unfortunately was in a fairly bad car accident. And I believe, if I'm correct, he has a broken leg, a broken ankle, and a broken arm, and some lacerations. So things are okay. He's going into surgery, and we just want to wish Alex and his family the very best, and hope that you do well and recover quickly. Okay, now we're all set for our next group of talented individuals. Or are we going to check presentations to talent? Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, a group of rock musicians from Moncton who have performed at the Juno Awards in Toronto.
I think we're going to wait for them, Al.
Oh,
I don't
are
think
we?
they're ready yet. I think Paul
Am
is
I
up
getting
next.
ahead of myself here?
Yeah, just a touch.
Okay.
Slightly ahead of your time, right? We'll do Paul. Sound good?
Okay. Why don't you introduce
All right.
Paul?
I don't think Alan has that page.
I don't. And to be perfectly honest, I don't.
Well, this young gentleman here, as I ad-lib, is from the beautiful downtown Tattamagush and a lovely part of Nova Scotia. His name is Paul Mingo, and very keen interest in music.
And I did find it, by the way. This song that Paul is about to do, sorry about that, Paul, he wrote himself.
Yeah, it's beautiful, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, Paul Mingo.
That money, well, it can buy you anything. It can buy you all your perfumes and your big diamond rings. Well, movie stars, bright shiny cars. I said, but darling, don't you see that money can't buy everything, and it sure can't buy me. It can buy me an oak tree, but it can't buy me the shade or the good times we've had and the ones that we've made. And if you would just take the time, maybe you'd stop and realize that money can't buy everything you see with your own two eyes. If you stop, look and listen, maybe then you see you don't need your money, but love, well, yes indeed. Things like love and marriage and children, well, no, they don't they don't have a price. Well, I may not be a rich man, I said, but hell, ain't life nice? Buy me a front porch, but it can't buy me the moon. It can buy me a grand piano, but it can't play me a tune. People, they just don't understand the feelings that I get. I get off on my old front porch, just watching that old fireball set. If you stop, look and listen, maybe then you see you don't need your money, but love, well, yes indeed. 'Cause things like love and marriage and children, well, no, they don't have a price. Well, I may not be a rich man, I said, but hell, ain't life nice? Well, I may not be a rich man, I said, but hell, ain't life nice? Hell, ain't life nice?
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Paul. Paul Mingo from Tattabagush, Nova Scotia. Thanks for traveling all the way here today, Paul, to perform for us. And the number to call is 858-8888 for the 1993 Christmas Daddies Telethon, coming to you live from the Dr. L. Bernice McNaughton High School here in Moncton. For those of you in the greater Moncton area who would like to be part of our live audience here at the school, we have a few more seats left, not too many, eh, Jimmy and
Filling
Dan?
up. 2 or 3.
Look. And speaking of all kinds of people, we have some more standing by with our co-host, Giselle Legier, who would like to present us with some donations. Giselle?
Alan, I have another lineup here of people to present some more checks. And these girls, I believe, are from the Rainbow Girls Westmoreland Assembly. And your name is?
Bronwyn. Jennifer.
And you brought a check with you today.
We would like to present a check on behalf of Westmoreland Assembly number 23 of $100 to the Christmas Daddies.
$100? What did you do?
We raise money by various fundraisers, such as our takeout dinner.
Who did all the cooking?
The adults.
Oh, okay. Well, at least you got the funds and you're bringing it to Christmas Daddies. Thank you very much for coming in. And these two guys are from Moncton High. And your name?
Donald. Matthew.
And you brought a check?
Yes, on behalf of the staff and students at Moncton High, we're presenting you a check with $160.
$160? What did you guys do?
We did a coffee and donut sale with Tim Hortons.
Jeez, you had a good backup. I'm sure you sold a lot.
Very.
A lot. Okay, thank you very much for coming in. And this is from Glad Tidings Church. And your name?
Jenny Wiseman.
Scott Killam.
Geez, look at all those badges. You have been busy, and you're working on it too. My goodness. And what did you bring with you today?
We brought a check to Christmas Daddies of $100 from Glad Tidings Pentecostal Sunday School, 2460 Mountain Road, Moncton, New Brunswick.
I brought $100 from Glad Tidings Pentecostal Crusaders, 2460 Mountain Road, Moncton, New Brunswick.
Wow, that's great. Well, thank you very much. I'll just take that, and then we'll send it back into the community that it was sponsored from. Thank you very much. Hi, and your name is?
Troy Matchett.
And you have these, how many are with you here?
Monica Smith.
Robert Dunham.
And representing?
Glad Tidings Church, the youth department, and we have a check for $100.
Wow, that's great. Thank you very much. And what did you guys do?
We just took up a collection. Yep.
I'll tell you, everybody just dug deep in their pockets, eh? Thank you very much for coming in. And you are representing the...
Shelley McEwen, and I'm representing Maritime Cable Ads and Shalimar Services, and we are the ad reps for the Greater Moncton Real Estate Guide. And what we did this year is we did up a layout for Christmas, and any business that took an ad in the guide for Christmas made a donation, so we came up with $180.
Wow, that's great. Thank you very much. Okay. Oh, isn't she sweet? What's your name?
Sarah.
Sarah, that's a pretty name. I like your dress. And your name?
Matthew,
And you're representing?
Forest Glen School.
Geez, from that tall to there. You might grow up to be that tall someday. What grade are you in?
I'm in kindergarten.
Kindergarten. Boy, you look like you're going to be a smart student. Do you study hard? Oh, yes, you do. You don't? You will later, believe me. And you brought a check for how much?
$915.
$915? How did you do that?
We had a sports-a-thon and a sock hop for the elementary, and the elementaries raised money by doing work at home, and they brought in $1.
Wow, you guys are busy. Well, thank you very much for coming in. Thank you. Hi, and you are, and you're representing?
I'm just representing the Immaculate Conception in Rishabaktu. It's the catechism, and we'd like to present you with a check in the amount of $110.30.
Wow, and you've got the check for me? Thank you very much. You did a great job. And this gentleman?
This is from our teacher, and it's a check for $25, and it's from her family, too.
Geez, thank you very much. You came in with a whole bunch of money. Thank you. And this gentleman is no doubt from the fire department. And which one? And your name?
My name is Claude Alain. I'm from Sanatini Volunteer Department, and I'd like to present this money, $100.
$100? Wow, what'd you guys do?
Oh, we just picked up money here and there through the year.
That's great. Well, thank you very much for coming in. Thank you. And here's a familiar face. How are you?
Good, thanks. How about yourself?
Oh, not too bad. And your name, and no doubt it's the Moncton Police Force, but maybe there's an association. I want to make sure I got it right.
My name is Dan Pipes, and I have a check for $400 on behalf of the Chief of Police and Management and staff at the Police Center.
Great, $400. What did you guys do? Some dancing or something, or?
No, we had several gifts donated from the Moncton Hawks that they sold tickets on and raised money that way.
Great. Well, thank you very much. Thank you. And we're going to go right back to the anchor desk.
Thank you, Giselle, and thank you once again to all those generous people. Dan and Jimmy, we have a new total. Let's take a look. $92,750.
Hey, that's over halfway from last year, huh?
That's right, Dan. If we can double that, we'll be well over the total from last year, and I'm sure we can do it. 858-8888 is the number to call. And with us this afternoon and helping us with those efforts are Jimmy the janitor and Dan Matheson of CTV. Hi, guys.
You know, one of the things that's really important, it's really great to get carried away sometimes in the emotion of the moment, or you're so impressed with the talent, you buzz in and you make a pledge, but then you can't forget it, you know. Those folks at home who've made a pledge, you got to get that check in here, or just making the pledge doesn't do any good at all. And last year, I understand that at this telethon, you had something like 92%.
Yeah.
Now, that's fabulous that 92% of the people who pledged actually produced the money, but you know what? That's 8%.
Who haven't.
Who didn't. So, you know, when you make your pledge, that's fabulous. That's half the job done.
That's right, and we'll show you those addresses to send those donations into a little later on in the telethon. Right now, we're going to go and hear about some more people who have made pledges.
We're pretty bad. We're not very good at this sort of thing. That's why we have a lot of other people come here to help us out. And but we do interview a lot of people during the year, and we've got a bit of a challenge to issue that way, right, Peter?
Yeah, we sure do, Ron. Actually, I'm on the Miramichi area, of course. Many people probably wish I wasn't. No, I'm only joking. And of course, you're in the Moncton area, and Kate in the Fredericton, Greater Fredericton area. And our challenge is everyone we've interviewed to sort of call in and pledge, and that's been a lot of people, hey?
And you all know who you are, of course. And we've got an even greater challenge. If you don't want to be interviewed in the coming year, then you better call in now, or else we're going to get you on the street somewhere in this province. We are going to find you. So call in some pledges, right, Peter?
Well, exactly. And Ron, hopefully we'll get these people who we have interviewed and who don't want to be interviewed to call in. We've got some pledges in our hand now, but we're going to be back soon. So we'll look for you then.
Okay. We're going to get some other people who have a little more talent with some other things to read pledges for us here in just a moment. Pardon our little mic noise. And Larry, go to it.
Thanks very much, Ron. Here we go. In memory of Sydney Lawrence, and a very special happy birthday to Big Al Young. Big Al Young right back there. Big Al. Al, your birthday next week. I'll bet you didn't know that, eh? It's from your mom. And she sends along $10 from Penfield. Thanks, Mom. And a challenge going out to all the Atlantic Youth Bowlers from the Atlantic Youth Bowlers in Dieppe, $20. Anna Smiley, in memory of her husband Alexander, $25. The Sackville Fire Department from Sackville, New Brunswick, $100. Mike Lutz, in memory of Sterling Lutz, $10. And in Arnold Glencross from Rexton, $20. Pele the cat. Well, we've had a lot of animals here today. $5 from Pele. Now here's one that, if you bear with me for a second, in memory of Otis Huntington from Timothy Bisson, James and in-laws Mr. and Mrs. William Huntington, William Ward from Lois and family, in memory of James Bisson from Carol and Sandra from New Carlisle, Quebec, $20.